Hello and welcome to my trophy guide for Elden Ring. In this guide I will show you how to obtain all 42 trophies in the easiest and most time-efficient way possible. This guide can be followed by anyone, and you do not have to bring any prior knowledge with you. However, I do suggest you go and watch episode 0 of this guide if you haven't already done so, as this will give you an overview of this run and might also answer questions that come up as we progress. Press any button and then accept the End User License Agreement, Privacy Policy and Data Analysis Policy. You will be connected to the PlayStation Network and play online. That does, however, not affect this guide in any way. Choose New Game and then go over the settings. You can adjust them however you like. They don't affect any trophies and none of them make the game particularly easier. We will use the Astrologer as our character base, as this comes with the highest base levels pre-allocated in the stats we want. Body type does not matter. Insert any name and then choose the Crimson Amber Medallion as your keepsake before starting the game. This will simply give us some extra health during the early stages of the game. Press the Options button to open your menu and open the Equipment tab. Note that the game does not pause while the menu is open. Press Square to unequip the Short Sword and Scripture Wooden Shield. Then back out once and remove all the gestures as well. Pick up the Tarnished's Wizened finger so you are allowed to open the door. You jump by pressing X, you roll by pressing circle, and you run by holding circle. All those actions will drain your stamina while you are in combat. You can use those actions infinitely while out of combat. Follow me and jump off exactly where I do. We don't want to jump off too early, as that will just respawn us back at the Church of Anticipation. You can also just let the boss kill you. Follow me to the first step as I tell you about the Flasks of Crimson and Cerulean Tears. Both are consumable items that have limited uses and restore your health and FP. Health should be self-explanatory, and FP is what's used to perform weapon skills and cast spells. Once you run out of flasks, your means of regenerating HP and FP will be extremely limited, but they are restored upon resting at a site of grace. Those are spread across the lands between, and we will mainly use them to restore flasks and as fast travel points. There is more to be done with them, but I will touch on that when the time comes. After activating this grace, we now turn northeast to travel to the Agheel Lake North side of grace. Take note of the tree sentinel roaming close by. Do not get seen by this enemy, as he is extremely dangerous at this point and will kill you quickly. While we make our way to the next grace, I want to mention two things. First, this game is phenomenal at being frustrating. Even when following this guide, you will most likely die several times. That is completely normal and part of the experience. The other thing is regarding us traveling across the map. A majority of this run will be traversing the landscape. Apart from just looking at where I go, you can also orientate yourself on the compass at the top of the screen. Just note that it will be invisible during boss fights and not very helpful when traversing indoors. I highly recommend to just avoid all enemies to reduce the likelihood of you dying and to also speed up the run. Don't ever attack any NPCs unless I specifically tell you to. Always pick up what I pick up. Press triangle a second time to rest at this grace and trigger a cutscene. All cutscenes can be skipped by pressing the Options button. You can advance through dialogue by pressing triangle or X.
I can play Turning Rude to aid you. You need own to the foot.
Choose to accept and you will gain the ability to level up and also obtain the Spectral Steed whistle.
Use it. It will subtorrent. Treat him with...
We now want to pass time. Choose Until Morning and then leave the Site of Grace. Open your menu and look at the right side to find your pouch. Press triangle on the Memory of Grace item and pick the Spectral Steed Whistle. From now on, you can quickly use this item by holding triangle and pressing up on the D-pad. Using this item will spawn your Spectral Steed Torrent, which will allow for much faster travel. Now follow me southeast. The fastest way to travel on horseback is by constantly spamming circle. At certain points I will change the time of day for several reasons. In this case, watching the Melina cutscene always sets the time of day to night time, but there is a boss located right on our path at night. Every time I change the time of day, you want to follow my gameplay immediately, as waiting for too long will obviously negate changing the time of day. Pick up this Somber Smithing Stone 1 and follow me northeast. We require Somber Smithing Stones 1 to 10 to upgrade a weapon to maximum strength. We can pick up almost all of them without defeating any bosses, which will be one of our priorities this early on. Activate the Mistwood Outskirts Site of Grace and follow me further northeast. Note how you cannot activate Sites of Grace while on horseback. Press L3 to unmount. We will use this grace later to fast travel back to it and reach new places. I will in fact only activate Sites of Grace that I intend to use again and ignore all others. That said, I will still point out all graces that we come across, as you of course want to use them to heal and replenish your flasks. At the third Church of Marika, we want to pick up the Flask of Wondrous Physick, activate the third Church of Marika Site of Grace and pick up a Sacred Tear. There are 12 Sacred Tears spread across the game and we will pick them all up. They increase the amount replenished by your flasks. Then use the hidden teleportation device to the north of the church to reach a new area. We are now in Greyoll's Dragon Barrow. Turn southeast and follow me. Enemies here are extremely powerful, so avoid any and all contact. You will be safe if you just copy my path. Pick up this golden seed. There are several of them spread across the map and we will pick up exactly 30 of them. They are needed to increase the amount of times you can use your flask. Feel free to use the Farum Great Bridge Grace to our left before crossing that same bridge. As long as you just ride straight across, you can ignore the dragon as it will always roar before attacking you, giving you enough time to get away. Turn southwest after the bridge and pass by another boss. Get behind the Minor Earth Tree to find a Spirit Spring. These landmarks allow you to jump extremely high or survive falls from any elevation. As you can see, the compass is now invisible. Simply travel towards the building you see straight ahead and activate the Fort Faroth Site of Grace. From now on, when resting at a Site of Grace, you might be approached by Melina to visit the Roundtable hold. Going there is fine. Just fast travel back to where you left off afterwards. There's one item inside this fortress that we need to progress deeper into the game. As I said, enemies here will kill you quickly, so don't worry if this takes you several attempts. I have never been hit by using this route, but it is possible for you to get poisoned. This will make you take damage over time, so use your Flask of Crimson Tears to heal against it. You use it by pressing square. Open this chest to access the Dectus Medallion right. We need 2 halves of this to use the Grand Lift of Dectus. Now follow me deeper inside. We also pick up a Golden Rune 12. Using this will grant us 7,500 runes, which is the currency of this game. We will use it to purchase several things later without having to farm runes. We also want to pick up Redagon's Soar Seal. This is one of the 8 legendary talismans we have to pick up to obtain the Legendary Talismans trophy. Here will be the only time I slow down my footage. This is going to be your best method of getting out of combat. Press Options, Up, X, L1, X, Left, X to quit out of the game. Feel free to practice this. Performing it very quickly will let you get out of most dangerous situations. Loading back into the game will reset all enemies to their default position, which is an extremely powerful defensive tool you should absolutely abuse. Here it actually does not matter if we die or quit out, but try to learn this method. Press the touchpad to open your map. Press triangle and then choose the Mistwood Outskirts side of Grace as your next destination. This next maneuver depends on an enemy's position, so before you copy my movement you should reload the area by quitting out or just resting at the side of Grace. Head directly southeast and there will be a bear moving away from you to your left, so it won't notice you. The other 2 bears are distracted and can be ignored. Enter the Siofra River well and step onto the elevator to reach Siofra River. Feel free to activate the nearby Siofra River well depths, Grace, and then move around the left side of the ruins in front of you. Pick up a Ghost Glove Word 1 before ascending another elevator. Similar to smithing stones, these glove words 1 to 10 are used to upgrade Ashen Remains, which are an extremely powerful tool that we will use mainly to distract bosses. Activate the Siofra River Bank side of Grace and light the nearby brazier by pressing triangle. Note that you cannot light them while on horseback. We need to light 8 of these braziers to unlock a boss fight. We won't light them all yet since we are here for something else, but checking off the ones on our path will save some time later. Stay far away from these balls of lightning, as getting too close will have them rapidly discharge in your direction, which will most likely result in your demise. Pick up the Somber Smithing Stone 2 near the campfire and follow me northwest to reach the second brazier. Quit out here to avoid the enemies. You are invincible while lighting the fire, which gives you a bit more time to do so. Then follow me east to find the third brazier. Now turn north to find what we came here for. Avoid the giant land octopus by staying behind it and pick up 2 gold pickled foulfoot. These items, when consumed, increase rune acquisition by 30%, which we can make great use of, as there are 2 bosses that give a great amount of runes already. Now head around the structure and north to find the 4th brazier, where you want to quit out again. Head east and enter the structure straight ahead to find and activate the Worshipper's Woods side of Grace. Travel north to find the 5th and 6th brazier, after which you want to quit out again to avoid the giant rat. Now use the nearby rocky bridge to reach another golden seed before fast traveling back to Mistwood Outskirts. You might have to quit out first if you are still in combat, as it is impossible to open the map while in combat. Travel south from here to reach the Fort Haight West side of Grace. Here we want to pick up 2 items. First is another golden seed. Then enter the fortress and ascend its stairs and ladders to reach a chest containing the Dectus Medallion left. This will form the complete Dectus Medallion, allowing us to use the Grand Lift of Dectus. Then just jump off the tower to quickly get back to the previous side of Grace. Tactical deaths can be used for quick travel since we don't have anything to lose at this point anyways. Fast travel to Agheel Lake North and follow me northwest. We will now make a long trip to pick up another crucial item required to easily dispose of the previously mentioned 2 bosses. Just ride dead straight here to avoid all enemy attacks. Here we also want to pick up another golden seed and activate the Stormhill Shack Site of Grace. Pick up the nearby Stonesword Key, as we will need multiple of those to dispel several fog gates. Then talk to Roderika, who you can find inside the shack. After talking to her 3 times, you will be given the Spirit Jellyfish Ashes.
You're heading to entice well that, but I don't have. It's scared. I want on nothing. Can you
Move away to exit the dialogue and open your equipment menu. Equip the Spirit Jellyfish Ashes in your quick item slot 4. Afterwards we continue our trip northwest and around the first major dungeon, which can simply be skipped. To the right of here you can also find the optional lake-facing cliffs grace. Ahead you will find the Church of Irith, which holds another sacred tier. Travel further north until you reach the Liurnia Lake Shore site of grace. After touching this grace, we turn northeast to reach the Purified Ruins, where we can find the Two Fingers Heirloom. This talisman increases our faith attribute by 5 levels when equipped. That will allow us to cast a certain incantation without having to reach the required stats. Break the boards on the floor by rolling on them, which will reveal a hidden path leading to the desired chest. We then fast travel back to Fort Faroth. Turn west and use the nearby Spirit Spring to reach another Stonesword Key atop a giant skull. We are taking this route now as this will ensure Runny moving on from the Church of LA and the Spirit Calling Bell becoming purchasable at the Roundtable hold. Drop back down and travel along the cliff exactly as I do. Turn left here and hit the rock to reveal a very well hidden cave entry. For now we only want to activate the Sellia Hideaway site of grace and then leave again. Travel southwest to the Church of the Plague to find another sacred tier. You can also activate the Church of the Plague Grace. Now turn west and jump off the cliffs to reach Sellia Town of Sorcery. By jumping down here you will be given the choice where to respawn. Choose Stake of Marika to respawn at the bottom of the cliffs. Then activate the nearby Sellia Under-Stair Site of Grace before making your way south. This part is not as easy to navigate, mainly due to the similarly looking environment. That is also why I ignore the nearby Site of Grace here, as it would be more trouble to find it. As long as you went south you will eventually reach a road. Look left and right to spot a campfire. Travel south from the campfire to find yet another golden seed. Turn around and climb the rocky formation to your left to reach the Cathedral of Dragon Communion, where we want to activate the identically named Site of Grace. We now travel north to the Astray from Haight Highway North Site of Grace. On the way there you will also pass by another dragon boss you can simply ignore, as well as the Haight Highway South Grace. Jump off the eastern cliffs and try to land on the structure to reduce fall damage. Unmount and squeeze against the eastern wall of the building to pick up the Meteorite Staff without falling off. The Meteorite Staff is by far the strongest staff during early game. This weapon is unique since you can't upgrade it, but it also boosts gravity type sorceries, and that still applies when held in your offhand, which makes this a very powerful tool throughout the entirety of this run. And to top this off, to the northeast of here we can also pick up the Rock Sling sorcery, which is one of the strongest sorcery in the game, and it's also a gravity type sorcery, which means it will be even stronger when cast with the Meteorite Staff. Travel to the first step and make your way east, as there are only 2 things left to pick up before we can start getting stronger. First we want to activate the Agheel Lake South Site of Grace. Now follow me south to reach the Weeping Peninsula. Ride dead straight towards this ballista and it will just barely miss you. Behind it you want to pick up another Stonesword Key, and you can even find the Bridge of Sacrifice Grace to the right of here. Travel further south until you reach the Castle Morn Rampart Side of Grace. Activate it and continue even further south. You will notice a golem shooting arrows at you. Simply ignore it. Its shots are very inaccurate, and even if you get hit, you will not die in one shot. Jump up to your right to find another golden seed and then head straight east to find a teardrop scarab. Do not get too close or it will run away and disappear. Simply reload your game if that happens. Lock on with R3 and take it out by casting Glintstone Pebble with R1. Get closer if you can't reach it. You will obtain the Poison Mist incantation for killing it, which is what we will use to take care of the mentioned bosses. Travel south from here and pick up another Somber Smithing Stone 2 on the nearby shore, surrounded by several spirit jellyfish. We actually want upgrade materials to upgrade 2 weapons to the maximum, as we will make use of 2 very different strategies throughout the game. Follow me west from here directly towards the golem and enter the castle to find, activate and rest at the Castle Morn Lift Side of Grace. As mentioned before, you will now be approached by Melina about going to the Roundtable Hold. Agree to go and this will reward you with the Roundtable Hold trophy.
Very well, let my hand.
Here you want to open your inventory and use the Golden Rune 12 to obtain 7500 runes. Access the Twin Maiden Husks and use your runes to purchase the Memory Stone, Spirit Calling Bell, Longbow and Finger Seal. Then fast travel to Fort Faroth one final time. Before we proceed, I will now teach you how to create backup saves. For now, you just have to understand how it works. Quit out of the game and back to the PlayStation main menu. Regardless of console, you first want to open the settings and go into Saved Data and Game/App Settings or Application Save Data Management on PS4. Access your saved data and open Sync Saved Data or Auto Upload on PS4. Make absolutely sure you have Auto Sync disabled for Elden Ring. Now here is how to upload your data. Go back and access console storage or save data in system storage on PS4, where you then can also choose to upload to either online storage or USB storage device. Check Elden Ring and choose Upload. Confirm every following prompt and your game is now backed up. Your current state is secure until you create another backup or turn on auto upload. Now to download the game. Go back and choose Cloud Storage, or choose between save data in online storage and save data on USB storage device on PS4. Again, check Elden Ring, press download this time and confirm every following prompt. Your game is now reset to the state it was in when you last created a backup save. Now when you are on PS5, there is actually a faster way to do this. After disabling auto upload, you can back out to your game and press the options button. Choose upload/download save data, and from here it is just like before. Choose console storage to upload and choose cloud storage to download. Load back into the game afterwards. I will let you know when to use this. If you are already familiar with how this works, then I still want you to follow this partially, as you should all set up a backup save at this point. Equip the Finger Seal as your left hand armament 1 and switch your Crimson Amber Medallion for the 2-finger heirloom. Rest at the Grace and access the Flasks option. Here you can use your golden seeds and sacred tears to improve your flasks. You can add 4 charges to your flasks and increase the amount replenished by flasks 3 times. Then choose to allocate flask charges and reallocate at least 5 charges to the flask of Cerulean tears. Now pick Memorize spells and attune Glintstone Pebble, Rock Sling and Poison Mist. Approach the gigantic dragon and two-hand the Finger Seal by holding triangle and pressing L1, and switch to Poison Mist by pressing up on the D-pad. Then cast Poison Mist on the dragon with R1 to inflict poison. Press down on the D-pad to switch to your Flask of Cerulean Tears and use it when you're out of FP. You will need exactly 5 flasks. Go allocate more to Cerulean if you want to be safe. Eventually the dragon will become resistant to poison and you will have to cast it twice in succession. After you cast the final Poison Mist, you will want to open your inventory and use one of the gold pickled foul feet. This will allow us to pick up a total of almost 100,000 runes. We also obtain 5 dragon hearts and unlock the Greyoll's Roar incantation for purchase at the Cathedral of Dragon Communion. Now follow me west. If you didn't use the gold pickled foul foot in time, or you forgot to use it altogether, then you can simply download your backup save to try again. From now on, dying actually is a problem since we will lose all our runes. After dying once, you still have the chance to pick up your runes again, as they will appear as a pickup spot near where you died. If you die again before picking them up, then you will lose them for good. To prevent this, I want you to regularly set up backup saves. You can, for example, set up a save every time you reach a new grace, but you can of course do it as often as you want. Turn right here and pick up a Somber Smithing Stone 9 lying in the middle of a circle of chairs. Then travel up the elevation to the north and kill another Teardrop Scarab to obtain a Somber Smithing Stone 8. You can easily kill it by using Glintstone Pebble several times. Press right on the D-pad twice to re-equip the Astrologer's staff. The scarab will try to run away, so make sure to chase it until it gets stuck, you kill it, or it falls off a cliff. Don't get too close to the beetle as it will explode upon death. Fast travel to Stormhill Shack once you are done. The following steps cannot be followed during night time as another boss will interfere. Pick up another golden seed where you spoke to Roderica earlier and make your way east to the War Master's Shack, where you can also find the War Master's Shack Grace. Note that from now on you can always use these golden seeds and sacred tears to improve your flasks. They are not required for any trophies or upcoming tasks. Their sole purpose is to give you an easier time. Here we find Knight Bernal. Press R2 to hit him 3 times so he becomes aggressive towards you. Then quickly make your way behind the shack without getting hit and reload the game so Bernal forgets about you. Use Poison Mist to take out Knight Bernal safely. Afterwards we want to pick up his drops to obtain the full Beast Champion armor, which is the best set we can obtain this early and this easily. It is also one of the top sets overall, so this is what we will use for defense. We also obtain the Devourer's Scepter. This is one of 9 legendary armaments we have to pick up to obtain the Legendary Armaments trophy. Switch the Astrologer robe for the Beast Champion armor altered and fast travel to Liurnia Lake Shore. Travel northwest as we now make our way across the lakes of Liurnia. Our next goal will be to collect all the remaining currently available upgrade materials while reaching our next target to take down with poison. Right here you can see the Laskiar Ruins Grace. On this hill to your left you can find the scenic Isle Grace. Next to this shack is the Boiled Prawn Shack Grace. Finally, you will reach the fallen ruins of the lake Side of Grace, which we want to activate. From here, head further northwest and around the Grand Library. You can turn left from here to find the Temple Quarter Grace close by. Under the stone formation straight ahead we will find the Academy Glintstone Key, which is required to enter the Grand Library. This item is guarded by yet another dragon, but like with the others we can simply ignore it if we are quick enough. Follow me from here to travel directly north. Again, you can avoid these giant land octopus by passing by behind their backs. After activating the northern Liurnia Lake Shore side of Grace, we want to head north to reach Karya Manor. Mind the gap here and jump across with a double jump. You can also reach the road to the Manor Grace here. Avoid the shower of magic arrows by not riding on the main path until you reach the main Karya Manor side of Grace. Activate it and follow me inside. Turn right, up the stairs, turn left and then run straight until you end up in a dead end. Quit out here to get out of combat, pick up the Somber Smithing Stone 3 and fast travel back to northern Liurnia Lake Shore. From here follow me northeast. Pick up Somber Smithing Stone 4 and here you can also find the Ravine Grace. Traverse said ravine while ignoring the giant land squids. They can emit poison clouds, but they are too slow to hit you. Pick up another golden seed and then activate the ravine-veiled village side of Grace at the end of the fissure. Afterwards we want to fast travel back to fallen ruins of the lake. You might have to reload the game to exit combat. Travel directly northeast to find yet another golden seed and then turn left to find the path leading towards the Grand Library. Right up the stairs and then turn right to avoid the giant moving flamethrower contraption. Examine the seal in front of you, and thanks to the Academy Glintstone key we will be able to enter the Grand Library. Activate the main Academy gate Side of Grace and then turn northeast. Right past the other seal and across the broken bridge to find another golden seed. Now you can fast travel back to Main Academy Gate and examine the seal we just passed to reach Bellum Highway. You also want it to be not nighttime again to avoid another roaming boss. Follow me north to find Bellum Church, where you find another sacred tier. You can also use the Bellum Church Grace. Finally, follow me northeast. Make sure to stay close to the cliffs and don't venture too far east, as the trebuchets will start opening fire on you otherwise. Activate the Grand Lift of Dectus Side of Grace and approach the lift until you are given the prompt to hoist Medallion. Do so to reach the Altus Plateau, and that concludes this episode. I will see you in the next one.